Hey there, I'm William Michael of the Classical Liberal Arts Academy, and I'm out here on our farm. And about a year ago, I announced that I was going to be starting our whole farm from scratch. And the reason why I was going to do that was because in 2011, we actually bought a 45-acre farm, which was our second property. So we were living on a 12-acre farm, and we bought a 45-acre farm, and from 2011 until 2021, I was building and running a 45-acre farm that ended up having a full-blown dairy and local farm market produce and everything. And then in 2020, 21, I forget the exact timeline, um, all of the COVID stuff was going on, and we decided to sell that property, get out of that property, and come back to our original family farm, which had, just fallen over 10 years into disuse and was sort of out of control. And I posted a while back and said what I was going to do was start um, basically recreating the farm on our 12-acre property. So I'm in the process of doing that, and I thought it would be helpful if I shared the process as I go through it, because I'm doing it all by hand with no real goals or timeline or anything like that. I just do it within the normal routine of my daily work. I do my academic work, which is my full-time work, um, around the clock, and I come outside for 2 hours a day from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and I put 2 hours of manual labor into the farm work. So what I'd like to do is just show you what I'm working on right now. And again, this is all done by hand. So I can show you, it's pretty funny, but if I were to show you my tools, this is what I'm doing the work with. Let me just flip this around here. You can see some hand tools. That's it: a post hole digger, a hoe, a rake, a couple different rakes, an axe. There's a shovel around somewhere, and that's it. You can see some garlic that we just harvested the other day. It's very, very simple, and it's sustainable. And the way I look at it is that it's my daily exercise. It's rather than going to a gym, rather than uh, you know pumping iron, sort of in vain. I can come out here and I can put 2 hours of hard physical work in and slowly turn a wild bushland into a beautiful farm and gardens, and that's what I do. So if you're a professional and you've ever thought about getting into farming, you thought about maybe selling your home and moving out to the country, what I do on the farm here is something that's enjoyable and sustainable, which you might be interested in. And just so you know, I'm 48 years old, so I'm not some young buck full of energy. Like I said, I'm a sedentary academic. Spend most of my time at a desk, but I get out for 2 hours a day and put a couple hours of manual labor in, getting things ready. So what I'd like to do, I have a habit of working on projects, and I never take any before photos or videos, and then I do things and I share images after all the work has been done. But here, what's cool is it's all in before mode. So what I'd like to do is share what things look like as I get started, and then over time, as I continue to rebuild this farm and gardens, I'd like to um, share the progress, because I think many people, they think about the finished product that they'd like to have. They look at pictures of gardens, they look at pictures of farms, and they say, oh, I'd really like to have that. And they don't value the process, whereas what I actually enjoy is the process of planning, laying things out, doing the work, changing the plans, improving the plans, and allowing everything to develop naturally over time within the context of my responsible everyday life. So what I'm going to do is just flip my camera around. I'm sorry, I just got done cutting brush, so I've got a little bit of irritation in my face, but I'm going to turn around here and it looks like a mess, but I want to show you what's going on here. So this is the area behind my house. My house is over here to the right. I'm going to keep things private for my family's sake, but over here to the right you can see our house. I'm standing behind our barn, and we've got this area designated out back here for gardens, and I'm in the process of building these gardens. And you can see that really all I'm doing right now, you can see what the pasture looks like out there in the field. It's about 5 foot tall, just overgrown, big mess. You can see a string running across where I've cut the brush out, and you can see over there in the corner I've laid out a fence post, and I've got a fence line that I've laid out around the back of this garden area. And I dug out in the middle over there, you can see a small pond that I've begun digging out where the rainwater from the property drains. And then over there you can see vegetable gardens are already developing, and some fruit bushes and trees in the back. But this is what it looks like, just getting started simple and taking things step by step. No expensive fences, no supplies, no Home Depot stuff. Just simple daily work. You can see today I've just been going through and cutting down all of this tall grass, clearing this all out. You can just see piles I've made, and these piles are going back over there to that compost pile you can see building in the back. You can see there's a couple of hog panels back there with T-posts. I've just got some cucumbers planted back there to get started for the summer. And then over in the garden where I've been working, that's all been cultivated by hand, just a shovel and a hoe. I've got tomatoes and peppers and some zucchini and cantaloupes, just harvested a bunch of garlic. But things just develop slowly. And like I said, I concentrate. I don't worry about anything else, and just enjoy the daily work. It's my daily exercise, and I just continue working little by little, bit by bit, day by day, and things get better and better over time, and then finally it will all start to come together, and we'll have some beautiful gardens out back here. And I hope, as I said, to sort of walk through the process so you can see a sustainable way to do something like this, because I've done this before on a bigger scale, so this is actually pretty easy, but I'm just doing it all manual, no power equipment, no tractor, no tillers, just all shovel, hoe, rake, simple manual tools, and I'm just taking my time and using it as a source of pretty rigorous physical exercise to help keep myself in shape, but also a long-term project that I'll use to beautify our property and just give us a place to enjoy over time. And it doesn't cost me anything, because I'm not buying supplies, I'm not buying things from the hardware store. I just work with what I've got and take it slowly, little by little, and keep things developing one step at a time. So I'm trying to remember to get some before pictures and videos before I really start developing these gardens, and then I'll try to share some videos along the way as we get going. All right, I hope that's helpful. If you got questions about doing this kind of work, like I said, I developed a 45-acre farm with a full dairy, with hogs, with chickens, with gardens, a farmer's market, meat sales. We've really done it all when we had the boarding school back a few years ago, but I'm doing this just privately for my own family, really for my own enjoyment. And if you have any questions about this work, ask, because I'll try to show you some things if you need some help with something, or show you affordable ways, simple ways to do things that you're probably not going to find in most magazines or videos about farming and gardening. So hope that's going to be helpful. God bless.